So I'm here with the beautiful and talented Chloe Trujillo, and you are one of our very first guests on our Global Green radio show. So it's pretty spectacular, pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I know you've had a bit of a history with us, so
Yes.
yeah, pretty cool. So it's all full circle again. We're
I
coming back
know.
to
I mean, and this has been like really over the years, just like a reconnection. Then we like both get busy and then we reconnect. And it's amazing to see how Global Green has evolved. And
I know.
it's cool.
Lots of
Yeah.
exciting things happening. So
Yeah.
getting into obviously our radio show is very focused on sustainability and lifestyle changes and things that we can do to make the world a better place and for our planet and for our wildlife, our animals to have a better earth, with what we do today to help tomorrow, basically. Your art and music are known for its bold, transformative energy. How do you weave sustainability or eco-conscious themes into your creative work? How do you like to do that?
Well, there's different ways. There's like the first way of, what are you talking? You're talking about the awareness, because obviously I think just like we are all one to me, so we're connected to our environment. So to me, it's like, whether it's creativity, the earth, like I also feel that it's the earth wisdom that's giving me all this inspiration to work. So I'm always also using very low toxic products. I recycle a lot. As you can see over there, for example, I repurpose surfboards and skateboards and canvases. I love to just be even more creative with repurposing objects and all that, making it more sustainable, like giving a second life to items that might have been like thrown away. I love to there's like old frames there, for example. I love to use those. A lot of those are found in the trash, and I clean them up and I send them, and then
Love
and
it.
in my work itself, I speak a lot of the interconnection that we have with the planet, with spirit, with nature. And so these are themes that messages that are recurring in my work. So
It's
I don't know if
beautiful.
that answers your question
it does.
completely, but yeah,
It
it's just
does.
like to me, and with my artwork or with my music, I always have messages. I want to inspire others, and it's also very healing in a way. So I feel that all these messages support also the environment and the earth, and knowing that there's oneness. We're all connected. Like we can even live without nature. We need one another. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I love the messaging on recycling, because that is such a huge part of my own life that I've had growing up too in Australia. We
Yeah.
recycle a lot of stuff, repurpose a lot of stuff, and I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
What role do you think artists and musicians can play in raising awareness about climate change and inspiring action? Like obviously through music, through fundraisers, through that type
Well,
of
yeah,
thing.
there's that first step, which is more obvious through concert fundraisers. I've participated a lot with Global Green included, but like just fundraising with art pieces or free concerts, and just also getting the message through either through the music and the lyrics or also the artwork. But I think most artists have a way of addressing like more complex issues that is more impactful than like a boring speech, even though it's an important speech. But I think people get more how do you say it, like just I feel like the message can come through more through art and music. Like it really affects people emotionally.
Absolutely.
So I think it's more impactful than just like a speech. That could be impactful too, but maybe people don't want to listen to, a long speech about all the issues with the environment and all of the things that we could do better. Instead, having like a visual or having a music or lyrics, I think is a way to communicate better.
Definitely, and obviously through your following and people that love
That
to see
too,
your journey
yeah,
of what
like
you
through
do.
fan base.
Yeah.
If you inspire somebody to act a certain way, or all for the better, of course. But that's also another way, to get people inspired and to change their lifestyle or. Yeah.
And it doesn't take much either. It's
No.
just small little changes that can make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying like, okay, just completely change. And we're all human. We all make mistakes, and we all, there's things that are harder to change than others. You can't be just like clean cut. Like
exactly.
Like,
Little things make a difference.
Yeah.
Fashion's often a big part of your identity as well, as I've seen on your website and your social media, and I bought one of your swimsuits, which I love. It's very cute.
Thank you.
How do you approach fashion in a more sustainable or mindful way? I know you said that same thing with recycling, upcycling.
Yes.
Sometimes.
So, for me personally, not talking about my line yet, but me personally, I love to shop like thrift shops, like this is all thrift actually. This is from my parents' line from the 70s.
That's so
but
cool.
like I love it just because also it's more unique, because now it's like not just like mass produced. But then I used to, like, I'm talking about repurposing like the frames and surfboards and painting and all this, but I used to do that with furniture too, where I would like street salvage like some furniture. I remember especially we were just talking about New York, but when I lived in New York, I would like walk in the street and I would need a table, for example, and I see this table in the street trashed. I would call my friends, hey, meet me at the corner of this and that, like let's transport the table. And I would send the table, repaint it, make it cool, like, adding some like artwork on it, and then it'd be super cool new piece of furniture,
Love it.
And then with my fashion line, so the first thing I do is also I have capsule collection. So there's no stock, there's no waste, I'm very mindful of waste. And then I use eco-friendly fabrics, like the swimsuit you mentioned is like recycled plastic bottles fabric. I like to use organic cottons, things like that, just to make it really like more conscious of
and I feel like it's better quality, honestly.
And then it's also better for you, like on your skin.
Absolutely.
Like if you have like an organic cotton versus something that's all synthetic and you get sweaty and all this. It's
definitely.
And then I like the limited collections too. First of all, there's no waste, but it's also more unique. Like I make like just 50 pieces of this, and once it sells, it's over, and then I get to create another set of something completely different. So because we hear nowadays all those brands that have so much leftover stock, and especially luxury brands that cannot put their stuff on sale, or to a certain degree they can, but not like just okay, and so they burn it or whatever,
so much waste.
It's like so much waste.
And then it creates another problem, burning and polluting the environment. So it's like just a vicious cycle of, that type of thing. So it's not good. So recycle as much as possible. Everybody. The earth will thank you for it, and so will we. As someone who thrives in multiple creative fields, what sustainable practices do you incorporate into your daily life and artistic process? Because I know you're a beautiful place.
I talked a lot about that, and with the fashion and the clothing and the art creation and all of this. But I think also, everyday life, like I food. I grow some of my food. I have a few fruit trees.
Love it.
I'm hoping my avocado. I planted avocado like you call it no, it's not a seed. Like the
pip.
The pit of the avocado,
I
and it's
called it
finally growing.
A pip.
So I'm hoping we'll see. But and then I consume like non-GMO organic produce. Even the cosmetics I put on my cream, on my face, on my body, it's just everything is like natural. Whether it's coconut oil or different oils like primrose and rose hips and all this. Yeah.
Yes.
So I try to be like as non-toxic as possible, as doable. And I'm very mindful of like water. I have had this glass bottles forever, and I just pour it. Like I just little practices here and there, and recycling and composting and all of that.
And your garden looks beautiful, by the way. I'm seeing the mint growing, and I'll be
The
hanging around
mint.
for some mint for sure. It's really good in Asian dishes too.
Well, mint tea is delicious too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are there any eco innovations or green solutions you've come across recently that excite you or that you'd love to integrate into the entertainment industry? I know that's a weird question, but you never know. It might be something that you might have seen.
Well, I've seen hydrogen cars. Like, is that how you pronounce it? Hydrogen cars.
Okay.
That's exciting because it's like, but specifically to the entertainment industry, I've heard of like some shows are fully solar paneled. So there's no power. It's all solar panel.
I like that.
I've heard of that. I've seen actually more and more festivals having like recycle, like the Hellfest. I performed the Hellfest last year in France, and there's no plastic bottles allowed on the festival grounds.
Wow.
And we're talking over 200,000 people. No plastic bottle. You cannot bring a plastic bottle. So there's water stations. And then there's like everybody brings their bottle.
I love that.
They're like so and there's also like the recycling bins and all this. So I see more and more of people being more eco-conscious in the entertainment industry. So I don't know.
I think that's important. I hopefully that more people will follow suit and more festivals around the world once they get a glimpse of what's happening and what difference it's making and that kind of thing.
And there's also the thing was like when you try to leave the space at festivals. I think that's what Hellfest is trying to do. I think a Burning Man is similar. I've never been, but they have a leave no trace kind of thing. So you can be there, you party, you do your thing, but then when you leave the grounds as clean as they were when you arrived. So I think that more and more people are willing to make the effort and seeing the importance of this. So it's exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a change in the right direction for sure. What message would you like fans and listeners to take away when it comes to combining self-expression with protecting the earth?
You have tricky questions, Whale. What message do I... Well, so self-expression and protecting the earth. For me, they're all kind of combined because like I said, I think in my messaging, I have a lot of things about like just the connection to nature, connection to spirit, connection to oneself. I think that's all part of it. And I'm hoping that when people see my art and even in my lyrics and my music, they get inspired and kind of follow and heal that way, whether so
self-expression really,
yeah,
and just through the music and the creative
I think
process.
it's so healing So when you heal yourself, I think you heal the environment a little bit too. It's you're more respectful.
It's about pride too, I think.
Yeah.
It's like how you live at home also reflects on how you treat other environments when you're in them. Like I see some people that are messy sometimes and I'm thinking, what are they like at home? You know, if they're like this in the office, you know, it's like,
well,
it's just...
I don't know. Here it's a little messy too.
But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful
it's
mess.
It's an organized mess.
It's a beautiful mess, at least. It all comes down to your artwork, and you know that's beautiful. Global Green's mission is about building more resilient, sustainable communities. What kind of future community do you envision, and how do you think art and culture can help us get there? It's pretty much what we just spoke about, really.
Yeah. Because how fantastic too that it would be, like talking about community, that we can link everything together. Like I know, you know, for example, I love Hollywood Bowl or the Greek Theater, because you're in a concert but you're surrounded by nature.
Yes.
So it's like that's a way also to kind of link the environment, and because it brings another vibe, like versus when you're like enclosed. I mean, there's beautiful theaters too. We have some beautiful ones here in downtown LA, but like there's something magical about having the outdoors and having like the power of music bringing you all together. So there's that. But yeah, we talked a lot about all these
elements.
That's bringing together. But community, I mean, I could see even like art installation outdoors, or bringing together different art, like, because to me, for example, a gardener is an artist too, like bringing together community, like working together with people, and you know, that could be something that would be interesting
and inspiring too. Absolutely. If you could inspire one small change in people's lives to support a healthier planet, what would that be? That's my final question for you to sit with. And
well, it's not difficult, because now I'm thinking about it, because living in the canyon here, one thing that it would be like make such a change is, people, please don't throw your trash out the window or on hiking trails, because that is kind of crazy. I just shot a music video, and we were on the beach, and on the beach by the water by itself is this plastic container with leftover food in there, and somebody had left it. Like, why do you do that? That's one thing that just I don't understand. Scenic drives, please, you know.
I absolutely
not to mention the fire, like cigarette butts, like out the window. Please.
I saw somebody do that the other day, and I was very...
It's terrible. Terrible. So that's one thing that I would be like, that would make a huge change, actually, I think.
I definitely think so.
Because there's so much on hiking trails. You're in nature. Just bring your trash with you.
There's enough trash cans, you know, around, so I agree with that, for sure.
Scenic drives, keep them scenic.
Yes. And so wrapping up our conversation for our radio show, for the Global Green Radio, the two things that I think personally most important out of this conversation: recycling and don't litter.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much sums up everything, and it wraps up how everybody can make those simple changes without having to pay all this money to, like, it's just simple changes that don't cost anything, and I think that's what makes a big difference. If everybody was to do a little bit of that each day. So yeah. But I want to thank you so much for sitting down with me again and talking to me about what's going on with you and your lifestyle, like how you live and your sustainable elements in everything you do. I think it's very inspiring, and we want to thank you so much for being part of our first show.
Well, thank you for coming all the way to my studio.
Yes.
And I enjoyed the chat, so thank you so much.
Definitely. And thank you guys. Stay tuned, and we will have more pretty soon. Thanks, Chloe.